My beloved brothers and sisters, sometimes you sit alone and ask yourself, why me? Why am I going through so much pain, so many trials, so many tears? You wonder if you are forgotten, if you are abandoned, if your dua is unheard. But let me tell you something powerful today. When life becomes heavy and your heart feels crushed, it is not a sign that you are rejected. It is a sign that you are chosen. Number one, a test is proof of Allah's love. My brothers and sisters, when you look at your life and see test after test coming your way, your first thought might be, why is this happening to me? Why do I have to carry such a heavy burden while others seem to be living in peace? But let me remind you, the fact that you are being tested is not a sign of rejection. It is a powerful sign of love. Allah chooses the ones He loves most to undergo trials because He wants to strengthen them, purify them, and bring them closer to Him. Think about it. When a farmer has a piece of land, he only waters the soil that he values. If a diamond is discovered, it has to go through heat, pressure, and polishing before it shines. Your soul is that diamond, and your struggles are the polishing process that will allow your light to shine bright. When Allah loves a servant, He protects that servant from arrogance, from pride, from being deceived by the world. How does He do that? By keeping you in a state of turning back to Him. If life were always smooth, you might forget your Lord, you might think you are independent, you might think you don't need Him. But when life hits hard, your heart naturally cries out, Ya Allah, help me. That cry itself is proof that you are close to Him, that He wants to hear your voice, that He wants you to keep coming back again and again. Look at the lives of those who came before us. The most beloved people to Allah, the prophets, were the ones who went through the hardest of hardships. They lost children, they faced rejection, they were betrayed, they were mocked, they went through hunger, sickness and pain. If tests were a sign that Allah had abandoned someone, then the prophets would have been the most abandoned of all. But no, their tests were the greatest because their rank was the greatest. Allah tests the strongest hearts with the heaviest weights because He knows they can carry them, and through carrying them, they will rise even higher. So when you are tested, don't think of it as punishment. Think of it as Allah saying to you, I believe in you. I know your heart can endure. I am elevating you through this. The very struggle you are facing today is a conversation of love between you and your Creator. Number two, tests are a path to forgiveness. My brothers and sisters, one of the most comforting realities about trials is that every moment of pain, every tear that falls, every sleepless night you endure is not wasted. Allah, in His infinite mercy, allows your suffering to become a means of erasing your sins. Many of us carry burdens from our past, mistakes we regret, sins we committed knowingly and unknowingly, moments of weakness that still weigh on our hearts. Sometimes you wonder, how will I ever be forgiven? How can I face my Lord with so many shortcomings? And then Allah, in His wisdom, places you in a test. That sickness, that loss, that heartbreak, that difficulty. It is not random. It is Allah purifying you, removing the stains of sin from your record without you even realizing it. Think about the power of this mercy. If every hardship you face is washing away sins, then each trial is actually a blessing in disguise. Imagine a servant standing before Allah on the day of judgment with a mountain of sins, only to find that those sins have been replaced by the patience they showed in their trials. What seemed unbearable in this world becomes the reason for eternal ease in the next. That is why many of the righteous used to say that if not for the reward attached to trials, they would never wish for a life without them, because they understood the hidden gift behind their pain. Every illness that weakens your body, every betrayal that breaks your trust, every financial loss that leaves you worried, all of these are erasing sins in the background. And sometimes the sins being forgiven are ones you did not even know you had committed. Allah loves you too much to let you carry those sins into the hereafter. So He cleanses you in this world through trials. The discomfort you feel today is far lighter than the burden of punishment in the next life. That is His mercy. He purifies you here so that you can stand before Him clean and honored on the day of judgment. So when you are tested, remind yourself that with every difficulty, sins are falling away from you like leaves fall from a tree in autumn. Each sigh, each tear, each moment of patience is not lost. It is recorded, it is valued, and it is cleansing your soul in a way you could never achieve on your own. Number three, tests expose your true faith. My brothers and sisters, faith is easy to claim when life is smooth, when health is strong, when wealth is stable, when family is supportive, and when everything seems to flow according to your plan. But faith is not truly revealed in times of comfort. It is unveiled in times of struggle. This is why Allah places you in circumstances that shake you, situations that press against your heart, trials that make you question your own strength. Because in those very moments, the reality of your iman becomes clear. When a person says, I believe in Allah, the words alone are not enough. Belief is tested to show whether it is genuine or shallow. Look at how people behave when difficulties strike. Some turn away, saying, if Allah loved me, He would not put me through this, while others fall into despair, doubting His wisdom. But there are those who, even in their darkest hour, whisper, Ya Allah, I trust you, I need you, I rely on you. That whisper proves that their faith is real. Your test is the stage where your heart demonstrates whether it truly belongs to Allah or whether it was only attached to ease. Consider the lives of the companions and the righteous. They were not spared from hunger, poverty, persecution, or heartbreak. Yet, when calamity struck, their response was to increase their worship, strengthen their trust, and hold firmly to patience. That response was the proof of their faith. Without tests, everyone could claim to be strong believers, but tests separate words from reality. A storm reveals which trees have deep roots and which ones are weak. In the same way, your storm shows whether your heart is anchored firmly in faith or swayed by the winds of difficulty. Tests also strip away illusions. You may think you rely on your wealth, your family, or your strength. But when those are taken from you, you are left with only Allah. In that moment, if you still bow down, still raise your hands in prayer, still shed tears before Him, that is your true iman speaking. Faith is not about living without hardship. It is about staying connected to Allah despite hardship. And that connection, proven under pressure, is far more valuable than words uttered in times of comfort. Number 4, tests elevate your rank. My brothers and sisters, sometimes we see our tests as setbacks, as barriers blocking us from progress, as weights that hold us down. But in reality, Allah uses those very trials to lift us higher than we could ever imagine. Every hardship you endure with patience, every moment you restrain yourself from complaining against Allah's decree, every tear you shed while trusting His wisdom, these are not wasted. They are steps on a staircase that leads you to a rank you could never reach through simple deeds alone. Think about this. You might spend years performing acts of worship, but a single trial born with sincere patience could raise you to a level in Jannah that your deeds alone could not achieve. This is because patience is not something you can fake. It is not performed for show. It is a deep, hidden act of worship between you and Allah. When your heart is breaking, when your mind is exhausted, when your body is weak, and yet you still say, Alhamdulillah, that hidden strength is so beloved to Allah that He honors you with elevation. The greatest example is in the lives of the prophets. They faced the most crushing hardships, not because Allah disliked them, but because Allah wanted them to be the highest of all humanity. Prophet Ayub Job lost his health, his wealth, and his family, yet he remained steadfast, and today he is remembered as the symbol of patience. Prophet Yusuf was betrayed by his brothers, thrown into a well, sold into slavery, and imprisoned unjustly, but his patience raised him to the rank of a king. These stories are not just history, they are lessons that the higher your trial, the higher the potential of your rank if you respond with trust in Allah. And remember, elevation is not only in the hereafter. Sometimes your tests in this world prepare you for leadership, wisdom, and resilience that you could never develop in ease. A person who has suffered loss develops compassion. A person who has faced betrayal develops wisdom. A person who has lived through sickness develops gratitude. These qualities make you an example for others, someone others look up to, someone Allah honors through both worlds. Your test is not crushing you, it is building you, shaping you, and carrying you to a place that ease could never take you. Number 5, tests are a wake-up call. My brothers and sisters, one of the most powerful reasons Allah places us in trials is to awaken our hearts. Sometimes life flows so easily that we become distracted. The dunya pulls us in every direction. With its glitter, its temptations, its endless pursuits, we start to rely on our wealth, our careers, our families, our own strength. And without realizing it, we drift away from Allah. Our salah becomes rushed. Our dua becomes rare. Our Qur'an gathers dust. Then suddenly, a test strikes. And in that very moment, everything changes. That illness, that loss, that heartbreak, it forces you to pause, to think, to question your purpose. It shakes you out of heedlessness and reminds you who is truly in control. When a difficulty hits, your heart naturally turns back to its creator. The same person who may not have prayed for months suddenly finds themselves crying in sujood. The one who rarely raised their hands in dua begins to call upon Allah with sincerity. This is not a coincidence. It is Allah's mercy. He loves you too much to let you continue sleeping through life, chasing illusions that will not benefit you in the hereafter. The test becomes the alarm clock that wakes up your soul before it is too late. Think of how a doctor gives bitter medicine to a patient. The taste is unpleasant, but it cures the disease. Similarly, trials feel bitter, but they cure the disease of negligence in our hearts. A person may think they are strong, but when a trial strips away their supports, they realize their only true strength is Allah. This realization is the beginning of transformation. That moment of humility, when you say, Ya Allah, I cannot do this without you, is a moment worth more than years of heedless comfort. And often, the greatest spiritual growth comes right after hardship. Many people have said that their most painful moment became the reason they truly found Allah. A loss made them grateful, an illness made them patient, a betrayal made them trust Allah alone. Without that test, they would have continued drifting. With it, their soul woke up. That is why your hardship is not a punishment. It is a reminder, a gift in disguise, pulling you back to the one who created you, the one who never abandons you, the one who waits for your return. Number 6, tests prepare you for something greater. My brothers and sisters, sometimes the trial you are facing right now is not about the present, it is about the future. Allah, in His perfect knowledge, knows what lies ahead of you. He knows the responsibilities you will carry, the challenges you will encounter, the blessings you will be entrusted with. And so, He shapes you today through difficulties, preparing you for what you cannot yet see. Every hardship is a training ground. Every struggle, a lesson. Every pain, a strengthening of your soul for something greater that awaits you. Think of how an athlete trains. The weights they lift are heavy, the exercises exhausting, the discipline demanding. At the moment it feels unbearable, but all of it is building hidden strength that will be revealed on the day of competition. In the same way, your hardships today are building spiritual, emotional, and mental muscles that you will need tomorrow. That heartbreak you went through might be teaching you resilience so you can handle greater responsibilities. That financial loss might be teaching you reliance on Allah so you can later manage wealth without arrogance. That sickness might be teaching you patience so you can inspire others with your strength. Look at the story of Prophet Yusuf, being betrayed by his brothers, thrown into a well, sold into slavery, and imprisoned unjustly. Each of those trials was shaping him for leadership. Without those experiences, he would not have had the wisdom, patience, and humility required to govern a nation during famine. The prison was not a setback, it was preparation. Likewise, what you see as delay, loss, or hardship today may actually be the training you need for the greatness Allah has written for you tomorrow. And sometimes the preparation is for blessings that would overwhelm you without the strength built through trials. A person who has never faced hardship may crumble under pressure, but someone who has endured tests becomes grounded, balanced, and wise. Allah gives heavy tests to those He intends to use for greater purposes, because only a heart that has been tested knows how to handle responsibility with humility. So the pain you carry today is not wasted. It is equipping you, shaping you, and transforming you into the person you need to be for the future Allah has written for you.